What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games, coming at you with another cool live stream, and today we are back in Planet Coaster, the park, Planet Coaster, and in the game Planet Coaster as well. So it's been a while since I've touched up on this really fun live stream kind of series-ish kind of thing, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it a series, it was a really cool project that I came up with one day and decided to go full swing on it. So what we did, the first two episodes, we made a kind of like this entrance area, mall-ish kind of thing with some restaurants. And this is actually going to be like a road, of course, that's going to be on the outside of the park. We're going to have some nice parking over here for the park, and we have some hotels and resorts and different things like that, which of course are not fully completed just yet, so we're getting around to that later on. And we built a couple of coasters already, just to get us started. I wanted to build the Giga Coaster over here, of course, and the Dive Coaster, which is at the front gate, which is still a work in progress as well. So there's going to be this awesome gate structure that's going to be holding up the Giga Coaster as sort of supports, which we'll get into as well. And today I kind of wanted to really kind of focus a bit on kind of more details and everything like that. So if you haven't noticed, I wanted to show this off real quick before we get too far. On this side of the room, you see I have this little JLW Games like light up thing. Sapphire just got that for me. It's awesome. It's kind of got a glare onto it right now. It lights up red and stuff. I'm going to be adjusting my setup to try and implement some really cool things on my background eventually. So that will be really cool when we get along when that gets all put together and stuff. It's going to be kind of a nice little thing to have. So let's create a structure not too similar to Gatekeeper, but just a nice, really cool structure to help support the ride. So what we're going to do is use, I kind of wanted to use like a metal. So again, not trying to go too far into like Cedar Point-ish. It is Planet Coaster is the name of the that is the name of the park itself. So we're going to create this really cool like metal structure going up. Alright, so let's do this. I would probably... We're going to add or detail this to where it looks really, really cool. See, it's going to be these structures that's going to be supporting the Giga Coaster atop of it. So a little bit of inspiration, of course, does go to Gatekeeper, just in the slightest. And then we're going to create some supports coming off to support that structure as well. We're going to adjust this tower to where it rests right underneath that track. Let's see if we can adjust that. Here we go. Into... Hopefully. Or this will line up. I probably won't. But if we can line it up at least a little bit. Like that. And I can put the other one over here. So right now we're just kind of spitballing to see what we can create. And we're going to put some flat roofs on this. I don't know if there's any metal ones, so we'll just use a smooth concrete, which actually will work just fine. And now we need to find some pieces to connect to this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to head into the art shapes. And we're going to create this kind of structure. Let's get a thicker one there. We're going to make this the same color as the coaster itself. I need to change. I was thinking about changing the color scheme, but I'm thinking about keeping it blue. Maybe changing the support colors. Alright, let's center this. Place you right there. And then we're going to do the other side as well, which is slightly over, just a little bit here. Alright, and then I'm going to create just like a little footer piece up here as well. Make a little gray footer. Just to add a little bit of an extra layer of detail for it. There we go. So that's just an idea. It's not final, of course. We're gonna add some really neat details to these two towers, just a little bit, to make it look really good. And I think I'm gonna have the Planet Coaster logo going over right here. I think that'd be kind of cool. So let's find some corner pieces that will kind of spice this up a little bit, make it look good. We got to go with that Planet Coaster blue color, of course. Going all the way to the top. This is a very tall tower for what it actually is, I have noticed. So we're going to add some, this is going to be adding some cool details to the towers and make them look aesthetically pleasing. So we make those look good, because this is the first thing our guests are going to see, so we want to make sure that they're looking at something really nice. Alright, so we're going to build off some supports that will connect to the back parts of this coaster as well, this back track as well. We're going to backtrack it. Alright, make sure this is at least a little bit close to even as the other side. And that's looking pretty good. Again, of course, will be inspired quite a bit from Cedar Point a little bit, but hey, this is supposed to be like a roller coaster themed park, so you gotta have the roller coaster going over the top of the building, of the entrance, so it only makes sense. So my goal is to kind of work a little bit on the entrance in this episode, or on this live stream. We're going to work on it a lot, and we're going to work, hopefully I want to try and get into the dive coaster station as well. And just a couple of goals for this stream. There we go. Gives it a nice little blue outline. And for some reason these aren't even. It always does that for some reason. I don't know why. But oh well. We'll just roll with it. That's all we can do. Nothing's ever like 100% straight. There we go. Hopefully this park will turn out pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to be part of the JLW Entertainment chain. I mean, I could. That part's just kind of unknown right now. This is all crooked now. Like, super crooked. It's not matching up at all with anything. Oh, gosh. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to try different things, and I wanted to put, like, what we were saying, the Planet Coaster sign. I don't know how well it's going to fit. I could make a structure in between. The only thing is you'll see two different Planet Coaster signs, but it'll be kind of a cool aesthetic for the park if I can just create another support, or a structure support for the sign itself. So we're just going to go ahead and try a couple things. So we'll start off with this piece, which we'll just make it kind of a gray color to kind of match. Connect you there, there, there. Here. Since it's not even. It's starting to look pretty cool. So let's go to the roofs. We're gonna get the metal walkway. Change that color to the same color. Make kind of like an pieces down here. And we're also going to do that to the top as well. And we got the Planet Coaster sign, which actually, this looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty pleased with how this turns out. So we have a nice Planet Coaster structure. Let me actually, I'd prefer that to be about right there. But yeah, once we get some more awesome details on this, it will be pretty cool looking, not gonna lie. Like, I like the kind of the outline of the entrance. It's just kind of like a gray boxing kind of thing right now, where I've got the shape of the building. That's kind of the ideas as of right now. Alright, so we're just gonna try and, what I'm gonna be doing is trying to add some details here to the entrance. And I kind of want to add a couple more buildings to the sides here that will serve as kind of like, you know, your ticket booth entrance and different things like that. And then I also got to connect, somehow the parking lot is going to lead up to, I'm going to make a walkway that leads up to the park entrance as well. So we're going to do that. But right now, I'm actually going to go into this. Oh, that's a separate building. So I'm actually going to try and use this to my advantage. And we're going to create a little bit of a path cover here for the entrance. And we're going to create some kind of cool pathworks is what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to create some, hopefully some neat pathing style stuff here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we're just going to connect all this together. We'll make for a nice entrance area, entrance building spot. And some employee, kind of like some, almost backstage kind of areas, in a sense. Now, this is not very completely centered, so I'm going to center this piece to where it is centered on the pathway. See, does that open up anything? Everything looks good. It's about where I wanted it, so we're going to go back and edit this. Now I'm going to create... Everyone always keeps talking about JLW Entertainment taking over, you know, existing parks and stuff. Always funny. JLW Entertainment currently only owns one park, and there's another park that's in construction right now. That is what it is right now. I'll tell you what JLW Entertainment owns. JLW Entertainment currently runs and operates a park called Westwood that opened this year in 2017. And they are currently under construction on their next park, which will be Arrow Valley, which, by the way, another episode of that coming very, very soon. A lot of people have asked what's happened to it. I know it's been too long since I've touched up on that series, but it will be back very, very soon. I'm hard at work right now getting a lot of content out to you guys as we speak, so... But that is in the works. Arrow Valley will be opening in 2018. And then we also have the reopening of Celebration City in Branson, Missouri. That's actually a real park, a real abandoned park that I want to take over as JLW Entertainment and kind of redo it as my own park. So I'm taking the layout of that park and actually building it in Planet Coaster and just kind of redoing some stuff in it to make it look like it is... Celebration City, and because all the rides have been pretty much taken out at this point for that park, and I'm going to kind of redo it. So they recently tore down, it was last year, they tore down Wildcat, the Ozark Wildcat. I want to do something with that very, very badly, because I love that ride. Whether I rebuild it or make an RMC version of it, I don't know at this point, but that'd be really, really cool. Alright, so obviously this is not straight, which we'll fix once we get to the end here. We are editing in the building, right? Yes. Okay. Can you be the GM of Vice President of Arrow Valley? We'll see on the hiring day. Be sure to apply for it. Will Westwood have Winterfest this year? As of right now, the park, the operating schedule, Westwood is open through Christmas. So it will have a kind of a Christmas fest sort of thing. And it's in the works right now. It hasn't been officially announced or of how all that's going to work out. So just be on the lookout for Westwood. Because I have an idea for Christmas for Westwood, and that's going to be pretty fun and pretty awesome, hopefully. Westwood had their recent announcement for their new roller coaster, Canyon Runner. Not much has been said about it by the park. I had some mixed reviews. Mixed reactions, I would say. Some people liked the idea, some people didn't like the layout. But I will say, just keep in mind it is under construction, and the animation that you saw is not the final product. There's actually going to be a lot more theming throughout the ride that was not shown. So that was just an announcement. But yeah, Arrow Valley is a little bit behind schedule, if you haven't noticed, for its opening. So I think it'd actually be faster if I did this and then just deselected these. Yeah, that's a lot faster. If I'm going to copy and paste them, choose the other side. All right, so we're going to do this. Get this on the other side. Look at that, perfect fit. And it's pretty high off the ground, so let's see if we can't lower this down just a pinch more. What happened? Oh, no. I didn't want to do that. I accidentally moved it instead of duplicated it. Silly me. So my goal, again, in this episode, if you haven't heard already, is to actually work a lot on the entrance, and then if I have time, I'll try and get to the station building of the dive coaster. Alright, what I was going to do is try and see if I couldn't get this lower a little bit. Alright, that'll be alright. So, I think the entrance is looking pretty lovely. Can you please fix that 100% chance gray out helix on the Intamin Giga? Who says you're gonna gray out on that? You're not gonna gray out on it. I don't know. I might make it a little bit higher. I don't know. Or I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I can't really do much. I think it's smooth enough. Actually, let's go ahead and press play and see how it works. Oh gosh. We need to get on the proper train here. There we go. In fact, I was wanting to ride this again to see if I needed to make any changes. Needs a little bit of smoothing in that spot though. See, on camera you're not graying out. Over the entrance. And then as for the color scheme, I think I'm going to keep it the blue, but I think I'm going to change the support color of the coaster. And then the dive coaster is going to have a different color scheme as well. That way they're not close to each other. I like intense twists and turns. I think I'm going to make some custom supports for the lift hill spot as well. Okay. So let's check out some colors ideas. So we got the track color. I'm going to keep that about the same. I might change it just a slightly because I want the blue to go with the Planet Coaster logo. But we want different colored supports. All right, we'll reset that. What color did that change? Oh, it was right here. There we go. And this is the supports, right? Yep. Someone said lime green on the supports. I don't know about that. Here. Oh, gosh, no. I don't know about lime green. Goes into the baking way too late. Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. It should actually start banking a lot further up here, so we might make that adjustment. Right now we're gonna work a little bit on the color scheme. I want to keep the track blue. I might even, let's see, maybe change the rail color to like something else. Maybe like, I don't know, what would white look like? Oh gosh. Or maybe just like a different color blue. Kind of like an aqua, maybe, and then have the supports as, I don't know, what should we do with the supports? I wonder what it would look like with the yellow or the aqua kind of color. I'm just kind of like spitballing right now. Someone said yellow. We'll see how it looks. But I don't know. I don't think yellow would go good. I mean, with the aqua blue, of course not, but I don't like that. I'm not feeling that one. And then on the yellow, let's make that a little bit brighter. Oh gosh, it's going into the green. Here, we'll just click this. I don't really like the yellow. I was thinking maybe the aqua colors, because it complements the sign kind of well, I thought, but what do I know? I thought that kind of looks good. Again, we're going to change the color of the dive coaster, so it's not going to be blue, because it kind of goes with it just a little bit too much. I like that. Kind of like the aqua color. Yeah, we're definitely going to get some custom supports, definitely, on the lift hill and stuff, because that doesn't look good at all with the in-game supports. Yeah, we're for sure going to get some custom supports. We're just going to be, right now we're working on the color schemes of the coasters. So we're going to be changing, of course, the color scheme of the dive coaster, because it looks way too much like this. It's just too much blue at once. But I definitely wanted this coaster to be blue for Planet Coaster, because Planet Coaster has that blue color to it. So let me see if I can change the track color, maybe even to a different kind of shade of blue. I don't want to change it too much because I got these. So those colors. Yeah, I'll keep it blue. I like the color scheme right there with the kind of aqua rails and then the aqua supports. Looks pretty good. So I'm definitely going to be doing some custom supporting on a lot of these coasters, so that will be fun. And I still need to like detail this hotel just a little bit more. The roof just looks way too plain. We'll definitely get around to that. Because zoomed out, it just looks like this big blob building as of right now. And I might rotate it to where it's more symmetrical, actually. This is going to be like the cheaper hotel, or the one that most people can afford. That's not going to... I'm actually going to make it not connected to the path over here. It's actually going to be over by the road, so... I'll probably put some parking on the side here for this, and I'll put it just out by the front road a little bit. I think it'll look a little better, and it gives me more of a pathway, so I can actually make a pathway from the parking lot to the entrance of the park. So we're gonna create like a nice little entrance there. And someone says, make the dive coaster purple with black supports. Ooh. And we could call it like, have maybe a raven kind of theme to it, if we do that. So let's see, purple. I like it. I like that color scheme idea. Maybe like a darker purple. So we'll get all these in the purple. Oh, and then the black supports. I like that color scheme a lot. Actually. Ooh. Whew. Hot. That's actually a really nice color scheme. Good idea. Does JLW Entertainment have any water park name ideas other than reusing Thunder Shores? Not really names. I mean, Thunder Shores actually isn't a water park. I'm thinking about adding a water park if we ever get like an update or expansion that uses that. But alright, I'm gonna color the trains as well on some of these. So let's actually get the color scheme of the trains as well, because that red and orange is not cutting it for me. Ooh. Maybe like a different off purple. Will look kind of good. Can make that black or maybe even a gray, dark gray. Just kind of looking at my options here. No, that was black. Can we change the color of the restraints? No. These are the seat colors. Let's get a nice gray going on there, dark gray. Looking pretty good. How many trains do we have on here? Are we only able to run 2? We can at least have 3, right? We have 3 trains. Where's the third? Maybe it's in a tunnel. Tunnel? Maybe? I don't see the third train. I only see 2. 1, 2. Oh, pff, duh. We can actually have up to 4 trains for maximum capacity. Alright, so we have a nice little dive tunnel here for the dive coaster. It's actually a very long straight down drop. I don't know how big it is. How big is that drop? How big did we make that? Results. Duration. 91 miles an hour. It has to be the tallest. Or the biggest drop anyways. 282 foot drop. Holy crap. That is big. 5 inversions. 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 4. But it's probably counting the overbank over here as an inversion. I think if it goes beyond 90 degrees, it counts as an inversion. Alright, live data. Check G-forces. Good idea. Let's see. Heat maps. Whoa. So it's like forceless. Live data. Alright, that's live data. Let's do previous run. Vertical G-forces. There's a... right there at the bottom. It's not... we got some pretty big G's at the bottom of the first drop. Because it probably could have been leveled out just a little bit more. Because that's going to pull some pretty big vertical G's at the bottom of that drop. That's kind of the only spot that's kind of a concern. A little bit. Let's take a look at the excitement. And the fear. Yeah, the fear on that drop is kind of a little bit too much. So there's fear going up the lift hill, or is that just the backwards? Probably backwards. Since they're both red, I can't tell which one's which. 7.80, and this one's only 0.52. Yeah. So you just got to look at the numbers. So it's not all the way to 10, because 10 would be ridiculous. I mean, the fear rating turned out good just because that's like the only spot that's really could probably use a little bit of work, but... and the nausea, same thing right there, but we got green and nausea, so... but my goal is to have a lot of path work around the ride so you can get some really good pictures of it. And we'll definitely have to put in a wooden coaster, like you said, somewhere on the ride. Now, as for the custom supports, I'm not sure where I'm going to begin, but we'll get around to it eventually. Again, I wanted to kind of focus a little bit on the entrance area. So we're going to do just that. Maybe even add some details here and there. I kind of was kind of thinking about adding a metal fence around here that looks like it can open and close. Alright, so let's align to surface and make sure this is going to be straight across from this. First things first. There we go. So we're gonna build this fence across here. Kind of get that idea where guests can enter into the park. Again, the coaster count in this park, I don't know exactly. We're just going to try and fit pretty much as many as we can in here before we can't fit any more. Is going to be kind of the idea. We're going to have some nice thrill rides. This is going to be a thrill ride location, so there's going to be a lot of thrill rides in this park. Again, it's called Planet Coaster. It's not probably going to have the record for most roller coasters in one park. So we'll just keep that in mind, but it's going to have a good number. Like, I would love to get beyond 10, but I don't know if that's going to happen. That's kind of a long stretch there. Alright, so we're going to fit this here. There we go. And we're going to line some fences up with this here as well. That way it actually holds guests out of the park and they have to go through the gates. Oh gosh, that is so uneven. That's okay. We're just gonna build kind of like a backstage-ish kind of spot here. So we'll just keep it symmetrical and actually do it on this side as well. There we go. That looks a little bit more organized down there. You have so many parks at the same time, doesn't it get tough? I actually think it's a great thing to have multiple parks going at the same time. It actually helps building skills kind of as a whole. And I have quite a few projects going on at once, which is amazing. Fun fact, Sylv has seen Westwood. I didn't know that. If he did he leave a comment? Because I haven't seen it yet. He has commented on my videos before, but it is kind of tickling to see that, you know, someone like Silverette is actually watching at some time. So because I've seen him on here before, and it's like, oh my goodness. It's almost like having almost like a celebrity in your videos, kind of like commenting, like, it's like, holy poop. Because no one is better at this game than him or Silverette himself. I mean, that's definitely known right there. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this over there. I like making custom supports. It's so much fun. Alright, so this one kind of goes off to the side, so we're going to have to angle it a little bit. So all we're going to do is adjust this a little bit. Make sure it's centered underneath to support the structure. And I can just go straight like that. There we go. So now it is supporting the coaster itself. Oh gosh, a lot of people coming. This park needs an RMC. It's a good idea. Kind of like Goliath. But if I count the projects that I have going on right now, I have Planet Coaster, this one right here, Arrow Valley, Silver City Recreation. I just kind of went brain dead. I know I have more. What else is there? I know there's more. I know there's a lot more. The Cedar Point Recreation was kind of like on a hold kind of thing because I'm not sure if I'm going to actually continue that one just yet. I want to. I definitely want to. That's 3. What's the other? Oh, yeah. Golden Valley. There's definitely one. Thinking about putting some extra supports on these. In fact, I think I'm going to make some like aqua supports going up there. Let's do it. Let's make it part of the building too. Alright, so I counted 4 there. I'm sure there's maybe a couple of others. I just kind of like went brain dead for some reason. I don't know why. Are these the same sized tubes? Or is it this one? Here, I'll just copy it and I'll just cheat. Alright, so let's get the aqua supports here. So we're going to create a custom support structure here for this section of the ride because it doesn't have any supports in between, and it just needs at least one support. So we're going to have this one right here, and we're going to recolor this to be the blue so it kind of matches the track. So this will be kind of like the connector piece. Then we'll go to the aqua right here. And where do we want this to go? Make it go right here, and the support's going to connect down at that piece right where that is pointed at. See if we can make this connect flawlessly. Yeah. And then we're also going to have this break off onto this one as well. Custom supports, yeah, everybody. I do hope we do get some thinner arch shapes as well, so you can actually create supports this thin as well. Because these are pretty thick supports, but that I'm building right now, which does kind of make sense anyways, because this is going to be kind of like a heavy structure, and it's going to be, the support structure is going to look a little different since it is actually part of this. Alright, that looks cool. I'm going to try and see if I can't just copy this to the other side, but since it is most likely going to be slightly different, but we'll try it. I'd like to add a couple of different details as well. That'd be nice to do. Alright, let's put this on the edge just about here. Looks like we're going to be able to use this for this side as well. Yeah. Just gonna make some minor adjustments. Move it over just a pinch. So I want it centered in the... It's hard to see if it's centered or not. Here's a better view. There we go. That looks pretty cool. I didn't copy the section where I'm going to have this breaking off to this piece because they're coming off at different angles, so. Alright, so we're just going to line this up with this as best as we can. Make this the blue color, blue piece. And try to connect this with this as best as we possibly can. There we go. Looking pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to try and copy this. We'll see. Yeah, it's not even going to be close. But it can give us a start for the structure. Alright, so we'll just do that. I can delete a couple of these, and we will actually just move this to the appropriate spot. And that should be lined up with the bottom already, so. Alright, and we're going to make this the aqua color. And now we can just connect the dots. Yeah. So we got some cool support structures going on. So we got supports there, supports here, and we just might put some on the end over here as well somehow. And I want to add like flanges, or however you say them, as well. Those would be nice to have as at the same time. But that entrance is looking pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about that. Looking pretty nice. I like it. To see that train fly over that hill is gonna be awesome. And the fact that it's not like completely perfect right over, especially in the backside, makes it look even more kind of neat, I think. Adds to it. How many trains does this thing operate? I think I was unable to get it to 3 trains. In fact, I think I had trouble getting it to 2. Oh, it does have 3 trains. Okay. As long as it has 3 trains, that is okay. There's a train. I have to recolor these a little bit too. There it goes. Yeah, maybe start banking it right there. I love the helix though. I don't want to get rid of it. Whew. And you got the big turn. And it goes back over. My goal is to have a lot of different different types of coasters in this. So, of course, we're going to have a dive coaster. We're going to have a giga coaster. I want to have lots of different variety. We got to have a wooden coaster somewhere. And you're just going to see roller coasters spreaded throughout this entire park. And it's going to spread back over here as well. A little bit. I'm just excited. So we got a little bit of the support structure and slight details for the entrance. And let's go over here and just edit the track just a little bit and see. See, it's got greens across the board. This is going to be a popular ride. So we're going to start twisting this over here. And let's just kind of smooth that section out a little bit. So we're going into this massive helix. Maybe have it bank a little bit more heavily before it enters. Have the bank start way up here. Smoothing tool's kind of getting rid of it just a little bit, but just a little bit there. Hopefully this doesn't affect my my greens across the board. What did this one have? Oh, it didn't even get green. Here we go. I don't think I'm in the right car. I think we need to be in one. Yeah, we do. Okay. I have that wait time. That way it doesn't have to stop at the top of the lift. Because we don't want it doing that. There we go. Up the lift we go. Up the lift we go. Man, you're just gonna fly up this hill, this lift. And we're just gonna be plummeting down over 300 feet. I forgot how tall I made this. I think my goal was to make a lot of record-breaking coasters in this park. There we go. I wanted to ride it again to see kind of where I needed to smooth out some track. Alright, let's see how this turned out. Starts banking a little bit earlier. The helix is nice and smooth. I think the hill over there is good. That's fairly smooth-ish. That drop is so massive. I wanted to put a lot of twists and turns and little airtime pops in there. Just for fun. Because I love those. This coaster's a beast. That it is. Alright, do I still have my greens? Shouldn't affect it too much, actually, so I would think we would. I was gonna look at something, but I forgot what I was gonna look at. Track scenery rating, we're gonna change that for sure. It's very low right now, but it will be different after we're done creating this massive roller coaster. Alright, we'll check on that in a little bit. Alright, let's start getting something going here with the dive coaster station. I want to use a panel roof to get started. Just kind of have a loading platform here. Let's change the size so I can put it like that. Very good. I'm going to be using a lot of of the panels. The panel walls and stuff. To get more of that futurish kind of feel to it. We're going to have like a dark station. Whoops. What live shows can be found at Westwood daily? Oh, that's a good question. I didn't actually think about that. But yeah, there should be tons of shows going on. We only have one. They only have one theater at the moment. The Westwood Theater, towards the entrance of the park. But they have all sorts of different live entertainment coming in and out all the time. All the time. There we go. We kind of got the base of that going. There we go. Alright, now we need to add these. And here. I will adjust that so it works. Did I put that in wrong? I did something wrong. Those are too tall. Or are they? Is it supposed? No, it's supposed to be down here. I'm so confused. I know these have kind of like wider stations. Well, I guess we'll just connect that. That one looks fine. There's just kind of like a little bit of a gap right there. It looks good right there, like that. What does my opinion happen on the eclipse? Happen on my... Sorry, I didn't see your comment. But, I don't know. Just don't stare at it. It was cool. I got to see a little bit of it. I mean, it's a cool thing to experience. As long as you stay safe out there and don't stare directly at it. Alright, so we got the start of a neat little station going on here. So skip the line path system. Yeah, I definitely want to put in the priority passes. It's definitely a good idea to have, because a park like this will probably need to sell those. Okay, so we're going to do that. for the top of the roof, so that has a flat roof underneath, but we're also going to put some sort of pitched roof as well. I wish you could change the colors of this roof, but we cannot. 'Tis not possible. Is there any other roof I could use? Probably not. That way we can get some neat formations going on here. Kind of like, not like that. We're gonna use this one. And that makes for a neat, modernish kind of looking station style building type thing. Now we just got to get the appropriate pieces here. Let's get the 1H, or 2H would actually be better. And just copy it over to the other side. And then for this, all we need are these. Excellent. Again, I wish you could recolor these. I might do something and cover them up with like a different texture or something and see if maybe that will help make it look good. I don't know. But it's just gonna be a simple, modern-y looking station. Alright, so let's make this look good and clean. Gonna add some neat little details to this. Very simple and clean little station. We need to add, of course, a lot more different kinds of details that can hopefully just kind of finish it off. So let's go over here. There's a nice little roof molding that we can use. That I think will look good for the base of the building. What other pieces do we have here? What is this? Hide a shop in the hotel so guests go in. That's actually a pretty decent idea. I like that idea. So yes, that's something that we could probably do. Alright, let's get some supports on these. I'm just kind of spitballing. Don't know how this will turn out. Let's see. I just want. I'm going to use kind of this as Might be a little bit too steep. I don't know if that's gonna be too steep or not. For like a pathway or something, but we'll see. In fact, we should add the entrance and exit. So let's place a entrance and of course an exit. Alright, so we're on the queue line. Alright, let's see if I can't square that off. Whoops. No. Deselect that grid. We want to select this one. So we're going to select this grid. And go this way. Yeah, it's not going to go that steep. But hey, at least we know what we can and can't do. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get back into editing this, and we'll do something that works. Hopefully. I'm just trying to do stuff that works, but doesn't always work. Okay, so let's go ahead and... I got an idea that usually works pretty well. Metal alloy. Let's see, we're going to find these pieces, and we want that steepness on that. And there you have it. Now the thing about this is, of course, if you say, okay, I'll just put it on this side, it's not gonna line up the way you want it to. So what we're gonna do is place that there, and then we're just gonna split it from the building, and it becomes its own building. And now what we're gonna do is select this building, and we're just gonna sink this over here. So that way we have that. I always found that a kind of a neat thing to actually... That's actually a good idea to always do something similar like that. I think it's always a good idea. So, that will work. Am I going to build any coasters or rides in this episode? Possibly. I kind of wanted to focus a little bit more on details because we haven't really done much details in the park just yet. Because all we've done is build 2 roller coasters. But we don't have any of the scenery pieces around. And I wanted to really, like, you know, give them stations, start building around, and just make some areas look a little bit more complete. So, that's what we're going to try and do. Is what my main goal was for this episode anyways. So, alright, so we're going to place our... My queue lines are going to be... I don't want to make them too long, but I don't want to make them too short, so... Because these are going to be some pretty popular rides. So we'll make some cool switchbacks here. That will actually kind of interact with the coaster a little bit. So you'll see it go by here while you're waiting in line. Not going to be like any like tons of theming through here or anything. And we'll make like a queue building here or something. Or just some covers here. Alright, we'll go switch back one more time here. And there's our switchbacks. Kind of like that. Looking very clean and beautiful. So the exit I'm going to have actually come down over here, and it's going to go underneath the brake run. So that will look cool. You finally got Planet Coaster, and you're horrible at building. I'm still learning. Hey, we're all still learning, man. When I first started playing the game, I thought I was pretty terrible. I'm looking back at some of my old parks, and I'm like, man, I was so bad compared to now. Now I've gotten a lot better. All you got to do is play the game. If you play the game, you'll get better. You really will. You just got to put your hours into it, and I'm not that great, actually, at all. So I'm getting better. I admit I am getting better, but I'm still not in the place that I want to be just yet. Let's see, can I make a decent path cover here? It's too tall. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to place that down here. We're going to split this from the building. I just wanted it to be even with the building. That way it's properly placed. There we go. And we're just going to place them down, and then we'll center it in just a moment. It's already pretty well centered. So we'll go all the way down there. And this will help with the Q scenery rating, like always. Alright, and that will do it for that. So now we got kind of like our blocks here that we want to center it up as much as possible. It's pretty close right there. Looking good. Alright, and this is just going to be kind of like our covered section. And we're going to have it kind of themed very heavily around the building. So we're going to get this that gray color as well. And we'll place these first on the corners. A couple in the middle. Go in between there as well. Can't place one there. And that's an excellent start for that. So we'll do that and then get into the panel roof. We'll use the white roof. And this will help out with the, of course, the Q theming and stuff, so that will be nice. It's gonna flow real well. Now it looks ugly at the moment, so let's spice it up with some roof sections here. Make that kind of flow. Let's see, what do we want to do here? I think they have a flat roof as well that we can just do that too. Yeah, we'll do that. Whoops. Let's not make that. Come on. Alright. There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, now we're just gonna detail. So back to these. Just do one side and copy to the other. Alright, and now we just need to get the walls inserted here. And oh, there you have it. Oh, I didn't have control held down. Rotate it around. And we're going to start placing a couple of details around everywhere. And of course we're going to have to put like a fence around each thing and all that stuff. This also might even help a little bit of the scenery around the coaster, just slightly. But we'll put these down here as well. As the dive coaster, starting to take a little bit of form. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. Oh, we don't want to put that one there because that's where the pathway is coming out at. Okay, so that is going to take care of that for right now. It's not done, of course. We're going to have to add some kind of a low roof, but that's okay. Thinking about adding a cover over this, possibly, as well. We'll see how that turns out. That's interesting. Top 3 Westwood coasters. Number 3, Nova Luna. 2, Canyon Runner. And 1, Iron Ghost. Ah. I'm glad to see someone at least thinks Canyon Runners are worthy to be in the top 3. Even though there's only 4 coasters there. Again, I think... Oh, gosh. Voice, where'd you go? Holy crap. Sorry. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. That was interesting. But I'm still going to make modifications to the... Here we go. I'm still going to make modifications to the new coaster at Westwood, so it's not, like, done. So don't think that it's completed just yet. Just so you know. There's still a lot of theming elements that are, I think, gonna hopefully blow you away. I love how you can see the Giga Coaster. It looks so cool from there. And now we got the Dive Coaster. These 2 coasters are breaking records, though, by the way. I believe this one's over 200 feet, so that's nice. As we go to the drop. Oh, gosh. You can't even see anything. It's so awesome. Going into the tunnel underground. Oh, it's dark. A little rough around the edges. Oh, but 0G roll. Ooh, that was beautiful. Because I used a little bit of the smoothing technique on a lot of this. Going into that mid-course brake run. And then the roll out of the... I wanted to make it unique, but still make it a dive coaster, you know? I kind of wanted to make it unique. And I think I achieved that. But still having a lot of dive coaster characteristics. And I think I achieved that really well. Because, you know, you got the giant drop. It's the largest dive coaster drop on a dive coaster. Going underground with the largest dive coaster drop in the world. By far. And you flip over into this awesome Immelman kind of inversion, and it's, you know, very cliche on a dive coaster to have an Immelman, but that happens. And then a 0G roll, you don't see too many of those on dive coasters, and I don't know if there is anyone. I think there is, but I'm not 100% positive. And then, of course, instead of a drop coming off of the brake run, I decided to go with this really cool roll drop. I thought that was would be interesting. Then you got this really cool 0G roll right here, smaller one. And then go into the brake run. So dive coasters are always kind of smaller or shorter. You know, they don't really have lots of track. So, but it's still really cool. Man, I'm so excited. This is going to be really, really neat. Especially when we get a lot of the details done. So I got a question, am I going to stream later tonight? Possibly. It's not guaranteed, but... Could I make a 4D coaster? I'm sure I could. I'm not very good at 4D coasters, really. I mean, we'll see. If there's room, I'll possibly make one, but as of right now, not just yet. I want to make sure there's a lot of variety. I know that one definitely would add variety to the park. I want to make sure there's lots of different types of coasters in this park. So one of my first goals is definitely to have a Woody in here somewhere. Some sort of wooden roller coaster. Okay, so as for roller coasters, I do want to get into a wooden coaster very, very badly. What kind of wooden coaster? Should I go with the traditional or the gnarler? The gnarler is like the GCI style trains. I think I might go with that one, of course. Alright, we did some detailing, so let's go ahead and get another coaster to fit in this area. So everywhere you're not seeing a roller coaster is pretty much going to be pathways and other thrill rides. So we're kind of creating a layout based off of roller coasters. Which is neat. I'm very excited to do it that way. I think that's kind of neat, neat idea to do it. Okay, so... where's my borderline? My borderline's way over here. So I still have this whole corner over here as well. Which gives me an idea with this wooden roller coaster. Quite a bit of an idea. Alright, we'll lift it off the ground just a little bit. But we need that wooden roller coaster to really, you know, go against that steel. And then, along with the wooden coaster, I think we need a hybrid coaster. So an RMC would definitely do that very well. Work on that as well. So, let's see. We're going to have a little bit of a fun right out of the station here. We'll always go ahead and start testing it. That way we can see how well it flows through the ride. Alright, so I'm going to create this. And we'll go over here. And it's going to go a little bit upward. That way it can go here. And then we have a little bit of a slow section here. Why I wanted to go over here because there's a little bit of terrain to work with over here. That's what I'm excited about. So let's hit a block section here. I want to be able to run quite a few trains at once. Make it long enough. Now we need to head into the lift hill. Let's have a 30-degree lift. So I'll start the lift hill here. And that way we can have it a little bit taller. Alright, where's my borderline? Way over here, so we got plenty of space. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. I'm gonna probably do a little bit of terraforming myself. Alright, we're gonna stop the test and start it over because there's only half a train there. I want it to be a very large wooden coaster. Again, these have to be record-breaking. Alright, one more. Yes. Okay, so now this wouldn't actually be super realistic, so I decided to use the terrain for one reason. We are going to go into here and kind of mess with the terrain just a little bit. And the terrain is actually going to act a little bit as help for the support structure, so the support structure doesn't have to be as large. See where I'm going here? Again, realism. So we're going to have this 200-foot lift climbing up a natural hillside. So that's going to be the idea behind this. So this is going to be the terrainy area of the park. So we're going to build this hill. I don't have to make it too tall of a hill, just a little bit to make it at least doable. So yes, this is going to be the first hybrid, or it's going to be the first hyper wooden roller coaster since Son of Beast. But it's going to be done a little bit successfully thanks to the terrain. The terrain's going to help it get to that point, so it doesn't become another Son of Beast. At least have the same fate. I never got to ride Son of Beast, so. Alright, that's a pretty good structure right there. And in true GCI fashion, we're going to start with a really awesome drop turn. Because this coaster will be manufactured by GCI. So I'm going to change the color, so it's not white. I want to have a traditional kind of brown GCI color here. Make it look like a new kind of brown. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to editing to the track. Am I going to beat Cedar Point's record with the most coasters over 200 feet? I could. How many was it? Was it 6? I think it's 6. I don't know. But this will make number 3 right here, actually. This will actually make the third coaster over 200 feet. In fact, it's 221 feet tall. That's huge, and it doesn't even look that tall because of the terrain adjustment I made. This is going to be a really fun drop turn drop. I love drop turns. Drop turns are really fun. Yeah, it was 6. Okay. Man, 6 coasters over 200 feet tall. That's insane. This is by far going to be the largest drop turn in the world. Alright, we're going to start leveling out here just a little bit. But we are going to be going, messing with the terrain here a little bit more as well. Because I want the drop to be a 200-foot drop. Like, I want it to have that 200-foot tall drop. Like, oh my gosh, it is 200 feet. Okay, so we're at -2 feet, so the drop's going to be probably larger than the whole thing. So let's see what top speed it gets up to. I'm very curious. This is a huge drop, and I'm going to have the terrain help me a little bit. Alright, let's see what happens on the speed here. That's what I'm curious of. So let's watch that speed meter raise up as it gets to the bottom. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 50, 60, 78 miles per hour will be our top speed. Unless, of course, my adjustments change it. 78 miles per hour. That is faster than Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. And this is a wooden coaster. Come on, Cedar Point. You gotta get on level with Planet Coaster here. Alright. I'm thinking about making, obviously, a tunnel here at the bottom of the first drop. That'd be really, really neat. So we're gonna... This terrain's gonna be really, really weird. Really cool. It's just gonna kind of drop into this drop. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do... Click here. All the way to the end here. And let's click the auto tunnel button. I don't know if it's gonna be able to work. I should have done it beforehand, but oh well. We'll just do it. Come on, just do it. Yeah, we're gonna make a tunnel. Better believe it. Alright, I'm gonna have to fly on in here. It's pretty dark in here. Not gonna lie. But how cool is that? You're gonna drop straight down into a tunnel to start the ride. Alright, I'm gonna adjust the terrain just a little bit here. I want this to be kind of like a cliff. Almost. It's gonna be really cool. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Whew. This is gonna be one ride. Because, you know, we gotta have the best. This is gonna be one crazy wooden coaster. I wish the friction was a little bit fixed. I hope they do fix that eventually. I think they will. They listen to us very well. Top speed of 78 miles per hour. That's insane. That's an incredible top speed for a wooden coaster. Alright, I'm gonna take care of that auto tunnel there. Don't need it now. incredible. Because we're going to come out over here on this side. We're just going to put a ton of airtime on this ride as well. Be prepared for that. Alright, let's see what we got so far. Actually, yeah. I'm going to smooth this section out just a second. Where it turns right there. I got to smooth that out. That's okay. We're going to head up this lift hill. 221 feet tall lift hill. Holy crap. Let's just fast forward just a little bit because that's a big climb. But we look over, we're on the front of the car, so we can't see very well. But here we go. The largest drop turn in the world. Pretty smooth. Oh, it goes so dark. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. I love the first drop on this ride already. That is gonna be epic. Alright, what I want to do is smooth that out. Just like so. This is going to be one crazy ride. It's gonna be a wild ride. That's for sure. Okay, so we did that. I'm gonna put auto tunnel on. We're gonna angle snap it just for right now. And we're gonna start heading up slightly. Alright, so now we're gonna come out of the tunnel here. And we're just gonna start bending to the left a little bit. And create some good air time. Alright, angle snap. Gonna be over 100 feet here. Yes, it is a GCI Woody. And it's gonna be, holy crap, one of the best in the world. At least I hope so. That's the goal anyways. Alright, how steep are we? Around 50 degrees, which is good. Now we're going to start heading around this way. And take off the auto tunnel there. And we're going to have our first airtime hill. Like, I want the ride to last for quite a long time. That's why I kind of wanted to make this over 200 feet tall. That way, the ride can actually last a little bit, and we don't lose too much speed throughout the ride. So that is one issue with the wooden coasters. Okay, so I'm so excited. Alright, so this structure is going to be going over here. Again, I want this to be kind of a terrain coaster. It's going to be really cool. Alright, let's ride what we have so far. Get up this giant, massive lift. Here we go. GCI has their hands full with this project. Gonna go up over this airtime hill and get some airtime. Yeah. That's gonna be a really good airtime moment right there. You're gonna pop out of that seat. Big time. Big time for some airtime. Will I make this compact? I don't know. I kind of want to just use this little bit of area right here. Because I'm probably gonna have it turn around after this hill in some form of fashion. It's gonna be my idea. Whoa, what happened to the live stream? An error occurred. Still says my stream health's good. Maybe my media player just failed on me. I'm just gonna double check that. Just kinda died on me. Is it still playing? I think it's still playing. Okay, we're good. No one said RIP, so every time the live stream goes dead, someone always yells RIP. Everyone starts saying that. So. Okay, so we're gonna head back to editing the track. Let's make a turnaround now of some sorts. Alright, time for a little bit of an ejector airtime. Yeah, kind of like we're gonna make it kind of like a double up element as we turn around. Alright, let's make this just a little bit wider. We're gonna be at pretty high speeds here, so I don't want to put too much stress on the track. Have this bank pretty heavily. Alright, so that's gonna be there. And we're gonna turn it around this way. Let's start adjusting the banking. Drop needs to be banked more. I'll look into that. Probably needs to be pretty banked for the high speeds that it is going to have, so wouldn't be a bad idea probably. Alright, let's see if I can't get this over with a... Maybe create a head chopper element here. Possibly. Looks like it's going to be high up enough, so... Have that pretty banked. Gonna climb up the mountainside just a little bit. And we're gonna bank right under the lift hill. Looks good. Kind of see what we're at speed a little bit. Rolling through pretty good so far. Just got to do some smoothing out. Whoops. Alright, so let's go back before we get too far and smooth some of these transitions. There we go. That will actually help out with that just a little bit. Smooth that out, that turn. We're going to go up this section here. All right. Let's take a look at the excitement. Where'd the train go? Where's the train at? I don't see the train, but the excitement's changing. Oh, there it is. I didn't see it at all. Alright, so we get... The excitement goes through the roof on that airtime hill. 11! Gets up to 11. 10... Get a little bit of fear there, which is never a bad thing. Look at that excitement just skyrocket every single airtime moment. Oh, we got at the top of this and it got down to 5 though. Interesting. Because we are starting to lose just a little bit of speed. We're going to go down this hill, though. Let's go down this hill a little bit. Alright, we're going to get down to that angle snap. Go to 0%. On everything. Let's shorten this up just a little bit. Alright, that's going to be a nice fun little drop turn here. This ride's going to pack a punch, I'll tell you that much. Got a little bit of that wooden coaster interacting with the train. It's going to be a fantastic ride. Wow. That little double up section right there is that's gonna pack a punch there pretty well. Now we're gonna go through these high speed turns and hills. Alright, so we started losing a little excitement on this hill right here. Not that much, but... I think it's just like what you said. Now it's time for some ejector airtime hills. There's one right there. Alright, and this is where we're going to be kind of like near the pathway. Alright, we're going to make a tight turn here. As wooden and steel clash with each other. Alright, we're going to throw in another ejector airtime hill. You're going to be flying out of your seat on this. Let's see where we are in excitement. Yeah. Let's see, where are we at? 58, 59, 56. So we're still in the 50-mile-an-hour range. And then I kind of want to make, thinking about putting another, another like tunnel section over here somewhere. Alright, we'll adjust the terrain there. And now we're just gonna like follow the terrain a little bit. That'll be fun. Alright, I think there's gonna be a small, slight decrease in excitement just on this turn for a moment, but that's gonna be alright. Because almost all the ride's gonna be exciting. Where are we at? 0. Probably getting close to the end of this coaster here pretty soon. Let's see where it's at right now. Getting down to the 40-mile-an-hour range. But we're still in the green. Alright, so we're gonna adjust the terrain in just a little bit, but alright, gotta figure out where I'm gonna go through here. Alright, I think I know where I'm going to go from here. I have a small double up section right there. I'm trying to keep it pretty low, because we're starting to run out of speed. And we also gotta get back up to that 21 feet marker, so. My goal is to have this ride green across the board. I got here everywhere. Okay. That's my goal. Alright, we gotta make it go up just a little bit. Have a head chopper element. But we can't make it go too high. Whoosh. Oh, and going over this hill, it actually had some really good green stats there going for it. So we'll be good. And one more moment of airtime. Whoops. I clicked the wrong thing there. Because I still want it to be a pretty long ride. That's my goal. To make sure that it is still a really decently long ride. But at the same time, you don't want it to be too long where it loses its speed and becomes affects the rating of it. Gosh darn it, I hate it when I click another piece of track when I'm not trying to. Did anyone go on a 400-foot coaster? I have one. I've been on Top Thrill Dragster. That was fun. I did it again. I hate it when I click on another track piece and it's like, oh, did you mean to click that? And I'm like, no. No, I didn't. These crossover moments are getting pretty intense. Alright, I'm gonna turn you over here. But did I create enough space here? I don't know. As we start turning. I don't know, it could possibly still have a little bit left in it. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to create the brake run at the end here, just to see what I can create. Alright, so let's make a block section here. see, how am I gonna... What can I do to make this work properly the way I want to? So we can do that. We can also... just make it turn right here. Alright, I got an idea of the final track piece section. So the final brake run will head right here into the friction brakes. Actually, I'll throw another block section here. Just so I can have options on how many trains I want to run. Alright, and friction brakes. So we're going to try and work just a little bit backwards here. Might get rid of some of those brakes. It's just, I'm trying. Alright, now, you guys are going to love this last section. You guys are going to love this last section. I hope. Gotta give those get those last moments of airtime. Through bunny hops. Alright, the final turnaround. See how this turns out. Alright, so we're gonna get like this final double up section. It's kind of what it's gonna... probably is what it's gonna feel like a little bit. See how much actual speed we have left in the tank here. Alright, let's go ahead and smooth it out, and then we're gonna take our first ride on it. As long as it does get through this successfully. That's the key. It's got to get through the circuit successfully first. But I had to throw a couple more bursts of airtime in there at the end. Oh, there he goes. I'm gonna have to remove some of those brakes. I guess it's a good thing when you have too many brakes. Alright, we'll try that. I think these are trim brakes, so they shouldn't slow down too much. Alright, this probably could have been banked just a little bit more. Alright. Gonna have a nice head chopper element right there. This is a pretty massive coaster. So we're just going to make a couple more adjustments. And I'm going to fix the terrain just a little bit too. I don't want it to get rid of my double ups or anything. So when you have those transitions, it's nice to smooth those out. Otherwise, it's going to do that. Like these spots right there. Just make sure, otherwise you kind of get a little rough transition if you don't smooth those out. And we don't want rough transitions. We want smooth transitions. We want the ride to be pretty smooth. So, alright, so we're going to go in here and adjust the terrain just a little bit. That way, when we ride it, we're not going to be going through, we can actually see. I think that's the only spots we had to touch up on. I'll still be adjusting the terrain in some certain spots as well. And let's see where we're at. Alright. Test number 1, hopefully it will be a success. And we'll see where we need to improve the ride in other areas. So someone said earlier to bank the drop turn a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit. It's not too bad. So far, so smooth. Kind of that double up element into the turnaround. Kind of loses a little bit of momentum there. Ooh, that air time. Kind of twisty turns everywhere. Oh, I missed a spot of terrain there. We're losing a little speed, but we still have some really good speed. My goodness. And then the last turnaround. Let's see if getting rid of that brake helped. Alright. I might get rid of that trim brake at the bottom. That way it doesn't lose. That way you might. I don't want to. I just felt like it had a lot of, or more speed. It had more speed, less speed, or more speed. I thought it had quite a bit of speed going into that, so I figured I'd need extra brakes, but that's not the case. So let's see, how many trains can we get up to? We can get up to 4 trains if we wanted to. Holy poop! So we got 3, 4. Let's just run 2 to test it right now. At the moment. And I'm going to adjust a couple of terrain sections. For the most part, the ride was fantastic. I thought, for smoothness-wise, it actually was pretty smooth for a lot of spots. A couple of spots in there. So after that test ride goes through right there, we'll take a look at all the statistics and see how it goes. In fact, let's go down to, let's make sure this is, let's go 75 seconds for right now. And we're going to reset and fast forward. So we'll let that fast forward just a bit. And while we're waiting, we can actually ride it ourselves again. I would say it is definitely the longest and tallest GCI in the world. There we go. Here we go. Such a long lift hill. And worst comes to worst, I might actually speed up the chain lift a little bit, like someone said earlier. Pretty stinking good. It's definitely gonna have a really good ride time. Like I was hoping. Get good views of the Giga Coaster in the background. Dive Coaster in the background. Alright. This is the test after removing the trims. Yeah, much better. Much better without trims. Who needs trim brakes? Alright, there we go. And now to see the results of this sucker. Oh, it's not green across the board. Are you kidding me? Can't believe that. That actually surprises me. Let's take a look at some of the duration results. 169 seconds long. That's pretty long. Is that 3 minutes? That is a 3-minute ride. Wow. 3-minute ride. A track length of 5,623 feet long. Pretty good. Max speed of 78 miles per hour. Average speed of 23 miles per hour. Biggest drop of 201 feet. And airtime count of 5. Total airtime duration just 4 seconds. I figured it'd be a lot larger. I thought the airtime would be a lot better than that. Like, that's kind of surprising to me, honestly. I mean, doesn't have bad excitement. It's just like, I figured it'd definitely get over that 6 hump. So that's kind of a little bit disappointing, but I might speed up the lift hill just a pinch, see if that doesn't help a little bit. Maybe it's just a slow lift hill going up. Maybe that's what kills the momentum. I don't know. But we're going to go in here. Let's see, 5 miles per hour. Let's try 8 miles per hour. See if that helps. Yeah, I think the total duration is 3 minutes and 9 seconds long. So we have a 3-minute coaster ride here. Of course, most of that is going up the lift hill. This is actually, speeding up the lift hill is actually going to kill some of that, just a little bit. So that is something to take note of. Alright, so here we go. Let's do a cinematic view. See how it looks off camera, or off ride. The lift's a little bit faster now. Might build a little more excitement, possibly. I was hoping it would be greens across the board, but, you know, 5 is still pretty good. It's definitely still pretty good. Halfway, pretty much. Almost there. Can't wait till we add, like, a lot of, like, scenery objects and stuff around everything. Because we're in the raw part where we haven't added a lot of the details to the rides. I can't see from right there. Yeah. Yeah, step up your game, GCI. You need to build something like this. Might increase the max speed to 79 or 80. Lots of twisty sections, just like a GCI. GCI should hire me. I don't know about that. Alright, we're going to fast forward a little bit and see what that did to it for us. Hey, raised just a pinch. It just made the duration under 3 minutes now. That's about all it did. Wow, it took off over 20 seconds. That lift hill speed. Wow. But it did raise the excitement just a little bit, not too much. And once you put like a lot of scenery or objects around it, it actually raises it just a little bit as well. So yeah, now we have 3 roller coasters in our lineup, 3 large roller coasters. I'm going to have my fair share of small roller coasters around the area as well. So, you keep that in mind as well. It'll add to the coaster count, but it won't take up too much space. That's the one problem I feel like I'm going to have. I'm thinking about possibly even putting in a hyper coaster. I'm not sure yet. That way I also have, you know, the Giga, the Hyper, the wooden coaster, the dive coaster. And just putting it on the edge back over here where it'd be out of the way, but it would kind of go back behind the wooden coaster possibly. We'll see though. Oh, here's a good question. So, choose between a hypercoaster manufacturing that is no longer around. Which would I choose? Aero Hyper or D.H. Morgan Manufacturing? Oh, gosh. I'm going to be honest. I haven't been on really enough to actually make that. I have been on Aero Hyper and I have been on a D.H. Hyper, Morgan Hyper. So, I've been on Magnum XL 200, that was the Aero Hyper I rode, and I've also been on Mamba at Worlds of Fun, that's a Morgan Hyper, so they're very, very similar. I'm not entirely sure, you know, Aero had some pretty decent Hypers if Magnum was one of their Hypers. That's probably one of the best Hypers, if not the best Hyper they built, so which one am I to bring back? Morgan typically has a little bit a smoother track, a little bit smoother than Aero, but oh, that's a good question. You know, I do miss Aero, and you know, Morgan is really good too. That's a good question. I don't know. They're almost neck and neck. I know Morgan does have the smoother track, so maybe Morgan. I don't know, but I don't know. You know, it's a really good question. I don't know if I can properly answer that. Alright, so far, we have a B&M dive coaster, an Intamin Giga coaster, and now a GCI wooden coaster. So that's 3 coasters down. What other coasters can we add? I definitely want to have a hybrid coaster, so that'll probably be an RMC. There'll be another big coaster going in, which I could probably fit in this corner somewhere over here. Possibly, we'll see. So I definitely want that. I'm thinking about putting in either like a spinning coaster or a wild mass coaster, one of the two, somewhere in that area, in another area as well. I'm thinking about getting a pathway coming back over this direction, so we can actually build a little bit on this side as well. And maybe build around a little bit. So that's kind of an idea. I can build over here as well. Again, I'm definitely not going to be able to probably break the coaster record. I'll probably throw in some, maybe a kiddie coaster or two. So, I do have to, I'm going to try and put a mixture in of smaller coasters as well. I want to definitely have as much variety in this Planet Coaster Park as I can. So you want those very awesome, huge roller coasters as well as some of the smaller ones that a lot of families can enjoy as well. But this is definitely going to be a thrill seeker's destination for sure. No doubt. Needs a shuttle coaster. That is a good good point as well. So what kind of coasters do we have for shuttle? We can do a boomerang, a Vekoma boomerang. I kind of want to try and get a lot of different companies in here. I will ride all the coasters, don't worry. So I was thinking maybe some form of boomerang kind of coaster, or we can get a second Intamin coaster with a impulse coaster. One of the two. But the impulse coaster wouldn't be a bad idea, I don't think. Because it does take up a very limited amount of space. Doesn't take up much space. Oops, why did I go custom? No. And I believe do they even have one in here? Yeah. But it would be another coaster over 200 feet too. So that would put my 200 plus coaster count on to 4 coasters actually. If you really think about it. Because I believe this is about exactly 200 feet. But I do want to put this in here. I think it would actually fit pretty well next to the wooden coaster. Kind of in this area. Because it's kind of out of the way of the other areas. Because I think I'm going to put the RMC over in this area. It's going to be another large coaster. So I'm going to need some space over there for that. So let's see. So kind of in that area. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to create our own custom layout. It's going to be kind of like a Wicked Twister layout, so it's not going to be like it's not going to be a super like original layout or anything probably. So let's see. I'm going to want the station a little bit. Actually, we'll build it over here and then we'll position it where we want it. So we'll build it over here and then we're going to position where we want it. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. I always end up building it incorrectly at first, I've noticed. Alright, so they have these, which are always usually over 200 feet. Yep, 213 feet. I want to do something a little bit different. Possibly. But I can't get past this layout. We're just gonna test it a little bit. Wait, how far up did it get? Let's speed that up a little bit. Boost target speed. Goes 67 miles an hour and acceleration rate just up a little bit. See what it does. Oh, I didn't press start test. I guess I have to repress it. Oh, it's getting taller. Higher up there now. A little bit higher excitement. Alright, and then I think we can customize how many times it goes by as well. Entry speed, reverse launch direction. And it just shoots up there. Okay, let's see. If I go to operations, maybe stop at station pass number 5. So that's adding another station pass there. Make the second tower a holding tower. How do you do that? I don't know how you do that. I didn't know you could do that. Alright, so we should get new test results as well. If we have more pass-bys, right? I don't know. All I know is I'm going to change the track color because it looks too similar to Wicked Twister right now. I kind of want to go with the orange with... How about yellow supports? Or black supports? Blue supports? Red supports. I'm just kind of messing around here. Those lime green supports look interesting though. Except maybe a different kind of orange or yellow. See, it looks different enough from Wicked Twister. Or we could change this to blue. Green. I don't know. I don't think it's... it might be a little short, but... Alright, let me get the color scheme down. I'm thinking about keeping the orange. And actually, I like the orange. Orange and lime green. Except maybe more of a lighter orange, possibly. That'll work. Alright. So I'm going to try a couple of different things that people are saying. So, some people said try a hold brake, make the launch sections longer. So I'll make it just a little bit longer on both sides. Then I was told to make it go straight up and add a holding brake. Magnetic brakes. Which I'm not seeing an option for a holding brake at all, but... So we'll get it up at 90 degrees. Yeah, there's no such thing as a holding brake, so I don't think that's possible. Sorry. There is no holding brake possible. It is not a thing. I got another idea, though. Just gonna see how it turns out. For poops and giggles. Alright, make that like that. Oh, they're both the same. Look, it's a longer ride experience. I don't know if it'll make it through the whole thing, but I'm just trying to spitball with some new things here. Then you'll have this long launch section going backwards, almost making it look like a boomerang kind of thing going on. Oh my gosh, we made it stall on the Cobra roll. We made it stall on the Cobra roll. That's funny. Okay. So obviously that was a little bit too tall. So we'll shrink it down quite a bit. But that was the idea. Just kind of make it look like a boomerang kind of design. Again, for poops and giggles. And maybe we actually comes out as something pretty good. We're just gonna have to rip through those inversions pretty fast. If it's gonna want to make it back properly. Because unlike a boomerang, you don't have that thing that pulls you back up to give you a little bit more momentum coming back down the other way. You're gonna have to go based off of what momentum you have left. So it's gonna go a little slower coming back the other way. Alright, we might be able to speed this up just a little bit. Let's shoot for 70 miles an hour. 71. Why not? And see if it makes it. Oh, I gotta press start test again. Sorry. I just don't want it to fly off the tracks. Or go too high. That's some pretty fast backwards acceleration right there. Alright. It's pretty fast, but not too fast. So maybe we'll make it back in a proper speed. We'll just have to see. Trains are pretty lengthy. I got up that tower pretty far. Alright, made it through that loop pretty well. Let's see if it makes it through the Cobra roll. Very slowly. Like, holy crap, that's a little too slow. Alright, let's see if we raise it up just a pinch. Let's go 74 miles an hour and see if that happens. I'm just trying to create something a little more unique. Yes, they do need something like that lightning rod, like, or just add a launch option to the wooden coaster. That'd be nice too. That is something they do need to do. I agree. Alright, should make it up just a little bit further. Yeah. I'm just trying to add a little bit more speed to it so it can actually make it back up. That's a little bit more pleasing to see. But I'm going to have to change the option so it doesn't go through 5 times. Entering! So on station flybys, if we change that to 2? Yeah. I think if we leave it at 2, I'll go back that way. Back that way. Oh no, I don't want it. Why can't I go? I wish I could go down to 1, but it's not going to let me go down to 1. So it's not going to let me go down to 1 on station pass. Minimum is 2. But then when it goes back the second time, it goes a little too fast. I'm just trying to create a unique impulse coaster. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, 67, 5, and I think 5. Looks pretty long. Not gonna lie. Okay, so on this side, we're gonna delete just 1. Go there. Delete 1. Go there. I guess we can place the entrance. Why not? And the exit. Why not? Just test the ride. I have to change the color scheme a little bit. I think on the real impulse coaster, it doesn't have launch sections on both sides. It's just the station, you have the one launch section, and then it goes straight up. Because this seems very long. In fact, I think it's a little long. So I'm going to create just a regular straight section here and go straight up. So I'm going to just leave it at the regular layout, if that's what you want to call it. Regular kind of layout for this coaster. It's just nice to have a nice little impulse coaster, and I think I might even put like a building around the street sections, and then maybe add some extraterrestrial theming. Alright, don't move. I'm going to change the color of the cars. They should have that lime green. A little bit of orange here and there. A little bit of black. Alright, and the color of the restraints. Let's make those lime green too. Now that looks good. Okay, so as the moment, we have 5 roller coasters in the park, including an impulse coaster, which is over 200 feet. So now every single coaster in this park is over 200 feet so far, or more. We got 1 300-footer and 3 200-footers. So that's pretty impressive. Just making sure the settings on this was okay. No, doesn't look like it. It's starting to stop for some reason. What's it doing? What is it doing? Maybe I should have did something besides 5 pass-bys. Maybe that was a bad number. So let's try 6. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. Because I want it to stop when it comes back in this way. It's got some brakes there. There we go. Okay, now it's time to ride everything like everyone wants me to. So first one's up, the dive coaster. So we will ride the dive coaster. Here we go, straight at the top of the lift. Everyone hold your breath, because we are about to drop. Over 200 feet! Straight into an Amusement. Which could use some more smoothing. I got Heartline on this 0G roll. I'm very proud of this, how this one turned out. The Purple Vengeance Coaster. Is that what we're going to call it? That's what we should call it, right? And then the drop roll. Straight into another 0G roll. And then the turn into the brakes. So that's the dive coaster. None of these have names yet, by the way, so we'll keep that in mind. Next, we have the Giga Coaster. Perfect. So this is the ride that will be flying over the entrance of the park. Oh gosh. I am on top of my cords. As we will be launching this off. And now. As that cable lift will pull us straight to the top. I still didn't recolor these trains though. And here we go! down that huge drop. Up the second hill into the intense helix section, where you're probably going to gray out, maybe even black out. I still have some sections where I do want to smooth out a little bit. Because it's still not perfect to where I want it. Their coasters are so realistic and smooth, it's great. Oh, they're not even finished yet. There's still some smoothing to be done. Some twisty turn sections. We still have to create some custom supports for this coaster. It'll be fantastic. I promise. Bzzz. Okay, so that is the Giga Coaster. That's 2 down. And then in this episode, we built 2 coasters. We have built the wooden coaster. And we have also built the impulse coaster over there in this area. So that's 4 coasters that we have built. We have 4 coasters built. We're going to have to build a lot more if we want to be called, if we even want to have the name Planet Coaster, we're going to have to build some more rides. That is for sure. And I'm just kind of in a little bit in that zone where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit a ton of roller coasters in this park or not, or how many I'm going to be able to fit in. So we worked a little bit on the detailing of the entrance, building a little bit early in the stream. Then we built this new roller coaster. I'm going to try and build maybe a new roller coaster every episode, possibly. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work because I'm trying to get the coasters placed, and then I'm going to work the pathways around them because there's going to be so many coasters and rides around the park. So that's going to be kind of the challenge. Because I want to build a couple of kid coasters or family coasters, at least one kiddie coaster, maybe a family coaster of some sorts. Alright, so we're on the wooden coaster. This lift is over 200 feet tall. 221 feet to be exact. And we're to the top. I quickened up the lift just a little bit to possibly get the excitement rating just up a little bit more. Pretty epic wooden coaster. I'm actually pretty proud of how it turned out. That was a little jerky. A little double up. Still a couple of spots to be smoothed out too. And we'll definitely get it all done as we go along. And into the brake run. And last but certainly not least, the impulse coaster. Let's close and pause, that way we can go straight on it. And here we go. Launch me. And it looks like you're going to launch straight into the wooden coaster at first. Whoosh. Oh, we get so close to that top. Alright, I think this is our last flyby. Whew, pretty fast stop. I wonder if you put magnetic brakes on, if you put those on, if they won't activate until the last flyby. That's what I'm curious about. Alright, so you're heading up to Planet Coaster, and you can just see. I want to make it to where you can see a lot of the coasters from the entrance. That is going to be the goal there. As you're going to be walking up to the entrance, you're going to see all these coasters in the background. You're going to see the Giga Coaster, of course, easily. You're going to see the Dive Coaster, and you're going to be able to see a little bit of the Impulse Coaster in the distance, hopefully. And then, of course, you can see the wooden coaster in the back of the park. And hopefully some more as we go along. So you're going to walk up to this awesome entrance, and you're going to be like, I'm in roller coaster heaven right now. That's going to be the idea of it. So I still have more detailing to do on the entrance building, but it's going to be cool. I'm glad I got back to this series, and my goal lately is to actually get around and actually do some more Planet Coaster here really soon. You'll on this channel, you've probably have already noticed that I've been posting a little bit of some Madden videos. Don't be alarmed by that. If you don't want to watch those, you don't have to. If you're strictly here for Planet Coaster, that is totally okay. I'm just trying to add a little bit more variety to the channel and some new stuff. It by no means is going to affect anything that anything Planet Coaster, because Planet Coaster is going to be the main focus of the channel as always. So this park is going to be coming along very nicely. When we come back, I think we need to touch up more on detailing more than anything before we get into another coaster. I might get into the RMC coaster. We'll see. You know, but so we'll see how all that goes later on. So, but anyways, we're going to hopefully do more detailing as we get into the next episode. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. And we will be back hopefully sooner rather than later on this series. So, I answered your question before. You need feedback. Is it the Magic Mountain question? Giga or Dive Coaster first? I think they'll get a Dive Coaster first before they get a Giga. That's my opinion. So I do think Magic Mountain will get, if they were to get another coaster, they wouldn't put out the money for a Dive or a Giga. Probably not. But anyway, you never know. But anyways, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. And have a great day. And even cooler tomorrow. Thanks so much, and goodbye.